Hello, everybody, and it's me again. I know, shocker, right? I made an update. Uh, Last week I was absent because I had mentioned I had my my skin cancer screening appointment, and like I said before, whenever I have a hospital appointment, I like to shut down for the week. So that's what happened. However, I did not do nothing that week. Tuesday, I actually did my first assignment out of my Genki workbook, and it was interesting. But it was still I managed. Okay, I managed. But a couple things I wanted to mention is I've still been working on my Japanese studies and some of my manga studies. Haven't been doing all my manga studies. I'll admit that. I thought that last week, apart from doing my cancer screening appointment, getting clapped by Savage Omega was much more important than doing studies. So that's what I was doing. But other than that, things have been going well. Surprisingly, I've said this. I think I've said this before, and I'll say it again that whenever I do a lot of studying, especially when it comes to learning languages and stuff, it's better if I walk away from it for a little while and I come back to see what I've retained, and I've retained a lot. So I'm going to go over pretty much what I did this week. Just to show you guys, I am still working on my curriculum. I know I start a lot of projects and don't commit to all of them. This one has been a rough start, absolutely a rough start, and it sucked. But this is why I'm not going to college. This is why I'm trying to do this on my own because I know if I was going to college, I'd be failing. So, a couple things I've started doing. I found a website. I found a couple cool websites. I've wrote them up here. I don't know if you can read them or not, but they are really useful. One of them has zero level reading books, so kids' books, and I finally just managed to make it. Took me like 2 weeks to make it through the first book, and I was laughing at myself because it was hard, but it was zero level reading, so whatever. I managed to make it through that. I found another website that helps me with stroke orders on different things, and I found another app that was exactly what I was looking for that goes over the katakana and um, hiragana alphabet. They start off with flashcards, and then you can quiz yourself on them, which is very useful. So I quizzed myself on my hiragana ones, and the first time I did, I had like 87 out of 104, something like that. Second day I did it, I got like 94, and it was getting better. So my new plan, outside of ChatGPT, is I'm going to continue using the app to go through my hiragana testing and flashcards, as well as the katakana flashcards. I just started katakana, um, so I've been making good progress with that. I've almost managed to get all 104 memorized, like all 104 on the quiz, but I get arrogant and cocky, so I'm like, oh, I know this, and I always miss one. So I'm at 103 out of 104 of the hiragana, but I'm getting there. And like I said, I've just started the katakana on that app, which is very useful. And I've done the first three sets, and I got to do a quiz today on those. What I'm going to do is go through the quiz, go through a set, right, and then the first set, quiz 100%. The next day, I'll add a next one and quiz it, and don't add the next one until I've quizzed 100% on the katakana ones, because I should have done it on the hiragana ones, but I started late, so that's how I'm going to go through all of them to remember them all. So when it comes to the hiragana, like I said, this is my homework. I've been doing it. See, in this front and back. So I have been doing it. This is my second assignment out of my Genki workbooks and my Genki textbooks. So I have been working on it. I still need to do 16 through 18 on the workbook pages. So that's what I did Tuesday. And this I did on Tuesday. I didn't do any sketches on the Wednesday, but I did some on Thursday. I didn't do as much as I should have done, but I'm kind of left brain, right brain is confusing. Um, and then I did some Thursday. I was doing more with my app, and I was going over some hiragana that I learned, not hiragana, sorry, kanji that I learned out of the kids' book. We'll go over that in a second. And then I did a recall test and see how many hiragana characters I could recall, and I missed, I think, so I missed six total, but I messed two of them up. So I said I missed it, but I actually missed eight. So one of them I forgot. One of them I knew it was something wrong with it, but I couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. And the other one I technically got right, but I pronounced it wrong, so I counted that was wrong. So first recall test out of all my Harigani characters, and I missed eight of them, which I think is pretty good. So I mean I'm doing pretty good on that one. So I'll try and do a recall test once a week, and then see where I'm going on there. And I'll just keep doing that along with my quizzes to maintain memory. When it comes to the kanji characters, I was actually thinking about time to start adding them there, and I was going to look up with the first, like how they do in Japan, and like first graders learn up to 80. So I was going to go through that list, but that's just going to be another thing I'm adding onto it. So what I've decided instead, these kids books, they have kanji characters in them. So I'm just going to go through and read the kids books and pull the kanji out of them and study them and learn to write them and just add them as I learn them in these books. I feel like that would be the best way because obviously each kanji, like they're pronounced different, little differently depending on how they're used, and that's just going to confuse me if I try to figure that out. So I'm just going to learn them and use them as I learn them, and that's how I'm just going to learn that way. And then once I start getting more complicated ones, the website that shows me stroke orders also goes into like uses and all this, and a lot more details that I'm nowhere near yet. But it's going to be useful when it comes down to it. I also ordered a Monster Hunter cookbook. I've been wanting to get this for a while now. I'll be honest, it's a bit underwhelming, considering how good the food looks in the game. It doesn't really look as good on some of these ones, but at the same time, I am excited to learn how to read out of it. It gives me something to encourage to learn to read as well. And it's also got obviously this is how they read books minus the cookbook in Japan. So this is it. This is what I'm going to be looking forward to. So yeah, it's been fun. I've been learning some more of the katakana out that I haven't even learned yet from some of these too. So I'm super excited about that. It's silly, but it's going to be fun. I think I've pretty much covered everything. What I'm going to do is at the end of all this first semester stuff, I'm going to just kind of write down everything that I did and used that was useful, and then I'll share all the information after I'm done and put together. Once I find out things actually are effective and work. This is the week 5, and this is another thing I'm changing. I'm not going to be doing. I think obviously organization is huge when it comes to maintaining and keeping up with this stuff, and it's been kind of hard having to take books here and there, and it's just I've gotten so disorganized and confused, and it's just everything makes it worse. But this way, what I'm going to start doing is just I'll write down. I don't know if you guys can see this or not as well, but I have a binder, as you can see, and it's got graph paper. I was going to use lined paper, but graph paper is all I had, and then I've got plain paper in the back. And I'm just going to do this manga and Japanese lesson plan first semester, week 5. And so I'm going to go through all this, all you know, like I've done here, my Japanese assignments, and just fill up the page until I'm done working on it. Leave a note on what I need to do next. Go to the next day, fill out the art side of it, and do that. And then just keep fluctuating between the two. That's why it keeps it in daily order, and I know I've kept up with. To me, this is the easiest way for me to organize it. And so this is how I'm going to be doing it from here on out. I'll continue doing this way. Because like all my other stuff that I've been working on, anything that I have, I don't even know where it is now. Last 4 weeks of stuff. I mean, it's not half of it doesn't exist because I didn't do it. But the stuff that does exist, I don't know where it went now at this point. So if I keep this one binder, I don't have to carry a lot of stuff to and from work whenever I have downtime or I get there early. I don't have to carry all my books and backpacks and everything. That just got kind of a pain, and then I just didn't work out of it. But this, I know I can just pop open and work on it. So that's exciting. I am learning stuff. I'm really. I know I keep saying the word exciting here, but I am hyped because I am learning stuff. I can read basic Japanese. I can almost read that first book. It was the Fox and the Crane. Pretty good story. I'm pretty sure anybody who does learn how to speak Japanese is probably already familiar with it. I don't know what the next book is yet, but I'm just going to go through and read it. I've been trying to read it out loud to learn the words and speak them more, but I know I'm not pronouncing a lot of them right, so I'll go and look that up too. I think that I know I should do this before the end of this quote-unquote semester, but I do need to start finding out how to communicate with somebody, a native speaker, to learn better, or at least start listening significantly to more of the Japanese language being spoken. So I'm going to start incorporating that here if I can. If not, I'm definitely going to make it a point to incorporate it for the next semester. Just every day listen to it. So that's pretty much everything I've been going through. I felt like I've been talking for a long time, but it's only been 10 minutes, so that's not awful. Like I said, once I'm done with this semester, I will break down everything I did, and everything that helped me and what helped me the best based on the ChatGPT recommendations, as well as the ones I've just found throughout my learning experience. And then I'll put a little list together and some recommendations and everything. If you guys are interested in trying to do something similar, I'll post it probably on my Patreon. It's free. I'm not gonna charge anything for this stuff. It'll be there, and I'll post a link in the video much later on down the road. But I'll post a link in the video um, with the link to my Patreon to the list. You know what I mean. Anyways, it's been kind of a long week, and I think I think that's about it. I'm gonna start going in circles. I have been studying, so anybody who was curious about how it's going, I haven't given up. I'm going to try to get back into doing weekly updates again as well, continuing. And then now I've got it in this kind of format here. Then it'll be easy for me to show you guys what I've been doing, uh, and how long I've been taking to doing it, and kind of references, so you know that I've been doing it. Like it just makes it easier to flip through a page on the camera. So, yeah. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to go in circles if I don't start up now. So have a great weekend, guys, and I will see you next weekend. Unless something cool happens. Otherwise, I'm just going to be playing Monster Hunter. Bye.